We've done a check.
Yeah, Steve, you're live. Just so you know.
Okay, apparently we're live anyway. Are we live on there?
No, I want you to start it.
Oh right. Yeah, I better show you.
I don't know you.
It's my birthday, 15th of 6 June, 63.
I think what we have to do, we have to start it. No, we don't have to do it, start it.
Don't know.
That's it, reverse it now.
Okay, so how are we doing for time?
Got about 30 seconds. Right, get in front of the camera.
You're reckoning 1.5 minutes, are you?
No, it's less than that.
Going by, them phones vary so much, don't they?
Right, you've got about 25 seconds.
Yeah, about 25 seconds. Sorry, yeah. So are we live?
Yeah.
Right, we're live at the Supercup. We've got about 15 seconds for the start of this year's event. You're going to give us a countdown, Sean?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5. Oh. Sorry, yeah. Do you want me to do some talking?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're off to a starter here. We're at the head of the lake. Let's see where we're going to go. Luke in front of me, he's gone straight out now, cupping in at about 13 metres.
We're not going to stay live on Facebook long. Where can they watch it, Steve?
Yeah. The main thing is, like Sean's saying, you can watch this live on YouTube. With the production hasn't gone as well as we dreamed of, but we're going to be giving you live footage all day. Ricky's going to be covering us on a production basis. There should be plenty of entertaining stuff here, and we're going to keep you informed as to who's catching what and when. Give you regular updates on the board. Our aim is to try and keep you as informed as we possibly can as to what's going on. This is just an introduction, start of it, and then I think we're going to go off and then have a bit of a catch up again shortly. Is that right?
We'll be going Facebook Live every hour.
Yeah,
but for full live coverage, YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to be going live on Facebook every hour. You've also got coverage of the junior event through there. Sarah will be keeping you an update on that, and we'll be going live every hour on Facebook, and also, but we're continuing live all the time on YouTube, aren't we? Whatever happens is going to be a live feed on YouTube continuously. It's just a matter of whether the camera will be manned, who's there, what's going on, but we'll try and create as much content as we can and bring something for you to be watching continuously. That's our job. Unfortunately, we haven't got the 2 cameras, so we're going to have to be extremely busy on the 1 camera, is the bottom line on that.
So we'll say goodbye to Facebook folk now.
Yeah, say goodbye to you lot on Facebook now, but if you want to, we really would strongly urge you to get onto the YouTube channel and watch it. That's where you're going to get the best overall coverage.
And subscribe and like.
Subscribe and like, definitely subscribe and like to help us to help you. But yeah, follow us. Just get on that YouTube channel, get it on your telly, watch it, and we'll try and give you as much content as we can as to what's going on. I haven't seen anything caught yet. Slow start, not so slow on the junior match. I heard they were catching a few fish. But yeah, get over onto our YouTube channel and yeah, tune into that, and we'll be doing some regular updates on Facebook as well, for those of you who can't bear to leave your old social media stomping ground. So yeah, we'll speak to you and catch up with you again very soon, folks.
Right, should we go and have a wander?
Yeah, it's only a matter of, like you say, we're live anyway, we're still live on this, aren't we? But
If I grab that mic off you now,
yeah,
I'll leave you alone then.
okay mate, yeah, fine. we're still live on here regardless, like, but it's more ad hoc. This is, it's, rather than addressing everybody, like I say, I'm happy to, you know what I mean, just, where should we head for? Shall we go and head over towards Peter to start with and see how they fare on partridge to start with? That'd be a good place to do some coverage from, wouldn't it, and work our way back round.
Continuous anyway. So.
Yeah, okay, all right, follow me round there then, and like you say, it's continuous. It's just a matter of finding something relevant to put on it, isn't it? It's that tripod that's, you need a gimbal, don't you, and a shoulder. Everything good, Mike? And the mic for that is literally on the actual camera, isn't it? No, I think
Bloody cold, Steve, isn't it?
cold? I'm on the move, I don't feel it's cold. Craig's got one on, has he? 10 and Craig.
Yeah, tell you what, he gets some good shots on that one.
Is it really? That is a definite one. I think it's down on this, but I don't know. Yeah, we've fired off, I think. Has Pem already had one, but Craig's certainly playing one.
That's Craig Kent netting a nice fish.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Pete? 4 or 5? It always seems hard from a distance to tell, I think, but... Is it just Pem and Craig that have had one so far? That's certainly a colder wind than it was this time last year, isn't it? Haven't you said? But it was, because there was... You don't feel like... You'll be dobbing. Yep. Andy Dare's in on peg 35. Which I sort of half fancy. I know everybody's focused on the corner pegs, but now they're moved into the actual corner, I think they're second prize with a peg empty either side of them. And they're close enough to where the fish are hanging out. Andy Dare ought to know a thing about catching fish and catching carp. Obviously with his connection with Belingi and being a Trentman. It looks like it's hanging on, doesn't it? Does it look like it's a big old unit? No?
No, possibly not.
Just the way it's foul looked. Possibly. Is it coming in sideways? Well, yeah, end peg, Luke Hawksworth's in. His first fish, much fancied peg 21. So do you know? Yeah. that Mike McGrath. Peg 18. So not a bad start, 1 or 2 fish being caught.
Oh, I'm still hanging on over there.
It's coming in funny, isn't it, that one Andy Dare's got? Do you think? It's either that or it's a right unit.
Yeah, that's right.
Luke's first fish in the net. Craig's already had one. Pem's already had one, nothing else. Like I say, Mike McGrath's playing one at the moment, and Andy Dare's still playing one. It's a fresh win, that is for sure. It's not coming in right at all, that one of Andy's, is it?
It'll ping in a minute.
Yeah, well that's your worst nightmare, isn't it? Playing a foul up fish in the, hooked in the tail, playing it to death for about 10-15 minutes and pinging it at the net, but it's foul hooked, isn't it? Hey,
It's got to be.
it's either foul hooked or 40 pound. Down this end anymore. Pem's off to a fly on Craig, but that's so often the case with these carp matches. You have a few in the first hour, goes a bit quiet, and then they come back for a sack fest at the end. Look at that one he's got. It's a decent fish though, isn't it?
Yeah, who'd you say it was, Steve?
Hey?
Who'd you say it was, Steve?
Andy Dare.
No, in the green.
Mike McGrath.
Mike
He's
McGrath.
just about to net his first fish.
Landing
Yeah.
fish. It's about
Not
4
4 or 5 pound, not massive, I wouldn't have said. Yeah.
Back on Andy.
I'm
Dare.
getting confirmation of that.
Yes.
Andy Dare's still going to be playing this till the end. It's your worst nightmare if it comes off. Well, no. If you actually get it in and it's £10, well, you've had a result. Is it best to just shake them off? I don't think it's hooked in the tail. I think he's got it in. Well, ain't a bad fish, so is it?
Right.
8. 8, 9. Yeah, so it's worth. It puts them into an early lead on this side, doesn't it? With 1 fish to only. I certainly think it's the biggest one caught yet. Neil, hi mate.
I'm alright, yeah? Yeah, good.
He ain't had out yet.
Huh?
He ain't had out yet.
No.
Pem's had one, Craig's had one. Mike McGrath's had one. Andy Dare's had the biggest one. And Luke Hawksworth's had one, as it stands at the moment. On this side anyway.
Yeah.
I suppose I could be looking at the other side. What shall we do? Give it a little while, give it a few minutes over here, then go and take a wander over there?
Yeah.
And then if we take a wander over there, we can get an update and come and have an update and do the board, can't we, possibly? Has Pem got one?
Looks like Andy
Yep.
Peg's playing. Is that Pem?
Yeah, Pem's into another fish. So early signs that there's a few fish there, which we sort of half suspected. It's a cold old brisk old wind. Just hope the rain keeps away. still, a bit of wind is your sorts of men out from the boys, as my dad would say.
Just when you're holding 16 metres.
Yeah, just when you're holding 16 metres, yeah. Side wind. It does tend to stir things up and make them have a bit of a munch. That's like a bit of cover. Decent fish that Pem's playing anyway. Don't know for sure, but
I think one in the net for Pem. That's about £3.
they don't even know what sections they're in, do they? Unless they are assuming it's as I said and they've taken it on board and it's just one to they must know, otherwise they'd have come and asked, wouldn't they?
There's one section bigger than the others.
There's 11 on partridge and 10 on, so there's one with a 6-man section and these last 6 here.
So only 3 5-man sections.
Yeah. Did Pem get that one?
Yeah.
How big? Yeah, not a massive stamper fish at the moment. That one that Andy had was there's a silverfish gone in the net. There's Andy Power saved the blank. He's fishing for his section. Could have been on the Tamar today, of course, fishing the feeder masters. In fact, he could have been last year as well. He's the only bloke to have made 2 Supercup final. If he don't know how to win a final, he certainly knows how to get in one, that is for sure.
He sold the record.
He sent me it's like 46 and I think that was before this, so 47. There's another silverfish, Rob Dauber. 37. Permanent peg 30. 17 today.
Do you think this cold wind's going to affect the weight, Steve?
Yeah, well, it's going to affect the weight one way or another, but that don't mean to. It doesn't necessarily have to be bad, does it? But it's, by all accounts, it's a northerly wind, and northerly easterly winds are traditionally, when the wind is in the east, the fishing's at its least.
Because Craig's still in his t-shirt.
Yeah, that is true. It can't be, can it? Yeah. Is he going to manage to stay fishing for full 5 hours without going down the gym or having a Sunday dinner, even though it's Saturday? Would you say has any more fish or any less fish been caught at the same time last year?
No,
a little bit maybe. There was some, they're on the top, weren't they? You could see them, I suppose, with this wind. It's less
Everyone
likely
was having a few dobbers
dobbers,
early on last
yeah.
year, weren't they?
Yeah, it might take them a bit of time to find a few fish where they are.
Yeah, and there's a couple of people slapping now.
Most people have started.
There's Andy
Sure.
Powers slapping now, and I think that's who we're on now there. The Power.
Yeah. Oh. No, silverfish. Roach.
Is it Mikey Williams in the white cap, Steve, on the other end?
Yes, it is. Yeah, Mikey ain't had anything yet.
He's fishing long and slapping.
Yeah. He was the winner of our recent elite contest.
Put some money on Mikey.
You have? Oh, somebody's got one there. Look. Who's that on there?
We've got Danny.
Dan Maxfield, is it?
Right.
Yeah. Danny. He's into a fish. It's a big one. But he made light work of it. Anyway, it's probably 3.5. It's probably the smallest fish, but he made light work of it. And hey, a fish in the net, it's got to be start to settle down with that. There's one or two would like a fish in the net, let's put it that way.
Not many people can catch that.
But I'm rest assured that Peter is writing all this information down, and we've got a very accurate idea on this bank, certainly, what's going on. And if Sue Fotheringham and Luke's dad are doing the same over the other way, we should at least be able to keep you well informed as to what's going on. Shame, of course, we didn't have the dual camera situation. Another silverfish for Mike McGrath. It would have been great to have two cameras working off opposite banks and flicking between the two lines.
No, Mikey. Is he in?
Must be, he's breaking down. Oh no,
Breaking down a bit.
It is, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he might be in.
Probably using black hydro.
Well, he was fishing long as well. He's stripping some off now, isn't he?
Yeah, so Mikey Williams is in. One in off the end next to Penn. Andy Powell's got an empty peg either side of him. And Rob Dorber, it's three along here. I think there's two on the other, on Skylark, both got empty pegs. And of course now the end pegs also, like with Mikey Williams, one in from the end, and Andy Dare on permanent peg 35, number 20, he's also got two empty pegs either side of him. And a silverfish for Rob Dorber. And a rope. Mikey looks like he might be about to what? All those people that say it's like hooking ducks and that, there's a lot of time not hooking ducks entering this commercial carp line. And I still end up with £200. Don't need many fish as some of the size in this lake though, do you, for £200?
Fishing the net for Mikey. That's
yeah,
a better fish.
Looks like a decent one.
Yeah,
I reckon
4 or
we're into
5
that.
pound,
Well, I reckon bigger I do, but Peter's going to tell us. 5, okay, fair enough. But one in the net nevertheless. How are we doing for time? Where are we at?
Shall we walk around the end?
What, there and have a...
And go all the way around? We might get a bit of footage of Penn or someone catching one on the end.
Do you think we
They're
could walk
catching
down
up
there
that
rather
end.
than... I think we should just stick to walking around the top end, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's have a move round and we'll keep an eye on it as we go, but we'll go and have a look at Skylark. Tell you what I could do with is a seat. My back is potentially... It's being up on your feet, isn't it? It's, it's a bit cooler, isn't it, this year, without a doubt. Pim's had 2 and Mikey 1, but it's slow. Give it a 2, Steve. It's not a one take, it's back. Mikey's had Somebody just sit down and said, the captain, roll, let's say roll, and then you can see your rod. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm going to go ahead because you're playing. Then you've got to do it that end, but yeah, it's slow. It's miles warmer over here, isn't it? A lot warmer, isn't it? Eh? Steve. We're going to have a chat over here about it. It ain't be on camera, but we're going to have a chat next to the camera. You know what I mean? Okay. Right, we're over the other side now, we're on Skylark. Got Steve Fotheringham with me. I'll tell you, I'll let you know what's going on over there, and then you can fill in the details over here. When we left, Pem had two on the end. Mikey Williams had one on the end. Craig had one straight away. Mike McGrath had got one up this end somewhere. Luke Hawksworth have had one, and Andy Dare had caught a big one off the second peg in. But steady, slowish. What's
very slow on here, peg 6s other fish, peg 9s other fish, and jacks now just other fish on the method.
Jack's on the method?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Peg 9's got
4 pen. Slow, isn't it?
Very slow, yeah.
But I tell you what, it's miles warmer over here than it's, well, it's cold over there, isn't it, Sean? Yeah. It really, you know what I mean?
That
over here
wind
it's
is cold, isn't it? Yeah,
well, I suppose
cold.
we're sheltered here better, aren't we? That's more to the point. It's a better. Hey up, mate. Head of production's turned up, something must be wrong. Oh, you're going to get some zoom in shots, are you?
Jack's just up on the method. Yeah.
But Pem had 2 on your old peg, your favourite.
That's my son's birthday, 20. That's why it's my favourite peg.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's right. You were.
So,
It was.
mate,
He's on
it's not
19
really overly
anyway. And
professional, but
now
we've had a
this
few
year.
technical-
Would you have rather been on 19 or 20? Which would?
20, my back's knackered. I can't fish the pole down that banking all
No.
day. Can't fish 14 now, 16 metres. We've been nagging.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I
when
know.
the festival was on, I had to set up 19 metres to fish the order. And I had 2 tablets in the morning, 2 before the start of the match. I fished an hour, and luckily we didn't catch them off it. But if we had to fish that all day, I would have been in bits.
Man after my own heart. If I can get 2 plus 2 out, happy days. Happy days.
Yeah, I did enjoy seeing 19 metres of pole.
But it's a bit wobbly,
We
weren't it?
sat there, look. The ball were like out the water.
But it's what you need to catch, isn't it? You need
Yeah,
just,
luckily we didn't catch because I had young Rob Swan next to me. So he was
yeah,
good enough to fish it.
yeah. Yeah, but it's light enough, isn't he? You thought he'd need a counterbalance on him.
He's up here on me though.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. Nobody's chucked a method feeder across yet, have they?
Yeah, straight away, Luke. Chucked over it
What,
straight
what,
away.
oh, yeah.
Not for long. There's been no knocks, no bites.
Yeah, but he hasn't left it, as he's not chucked in and left it, he's just chucked in and quick chuck. So
I
they
think
sat
you've
there
got to
waiting.
sit and wait, like.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if they're headed to the warmest part of the lake, they'd be here, won't they?
Yeah.
You'd have thought.
This 2 plus 2 line here yesterday was full of fish.
There's been a load of fish on the pole line moving about. See like there?
Yeah.
See that?
There's fish there, aren't there? Definitely. Straight lead, 3 parts of the way.
Straight left would probably move.
Well, I felt last year that the fish ought to be 3 parts of the way across, like, rather than, because there's still people down here, aren't there? No keep nets though.
Good fish on that line all day. So far. They'll move out, mate, onto the later then.
Well, you'd like to think so.
Hopefully.
It's slower than last year, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Cold this morning though.
Yeah, cold night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit of a sharp one out the blue. I should think we were damn near into frost territory, weren't we? Not far off. I know yesterday was it the last day of 12 hours of sunlight, so not so good. Not so good.
I went plenty fishing last weekend. This guy was catching in the middle. At 2 o'clock, I was catching a pace down the alley. And I caught a fish and lost an hour ago. 17 pound goes to the big bait and it's gone. Kept him pulling me back.
They don't learn, do they?
What's the chances of that?
Well, I was fishing at
Shows you
Decoy.
the move, 'cause after 2 o'clock he could get a bite from him. It was catching well.
I was fishing at Decoy in I don't know if it was a golden reel or a mather, and I had my pole dragged in at the old Beastmaster. It was there, and anyway, just secretly got dragged in, and I couldn't reach it in time and all that. And I went home totally disgusted, and I got a phone call 20 minutes later, and Bert, our shepherd, had only hooked it, still attached to the pole. Uncle Fish landed it, got my pole out and everything. Yeah, I was, oh mate.
As soon as you say, go on.
Well, we were sacking, I just,
What is it?
anyway, it was what it was. But yeah, still got it, still dragging my pole around, and he hooked it in the mouth while it was dragging my pole around.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Pointedly, I did at England the other week. Yeah, straight out of it.
And it would happen to be the newest one I bought, so that month old.
Just elasticated as well.
Yeah. No, no, I
Yeah, I was going to say, no set of new black eyes are in there, right?
See the maps here.
And you're looking at it thinking, well, I could afford to buy one that's elastic. Yeah. I tell you what, Tony, it wouldn't matter if you lived to be a multi-millionaire, you'd still get the hump when you do something like that and all. Right, John. Well, it slowed down this side, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, last year, Jamie was flying off at this stage, weren't he?
If you're on North East,
But they were mugging fish.
behind the corner.
That's the difference, isn't it? You know, they'll probably take a bit of time to find where they're sat, and
It's always a slow start.
Same time of year.
exactly the same. Yeah,
No,
it's just a little bit cool. It's
yeah.
yeah, that's what's doing it, isn't it? Definitely. Beautiful first thing this morning, but it
See a few on top there.
all along that line there's bluefish, isn't there?
Yeah, they've been there all morning.
Yes, yeah, once they get their head down, you don't know, do you? There's not a lot of action round here, mate, is there?
They're in very slow.
Are you sure?
Here comes the rain.
I think Luke's got it one already, hasn't he?
I think you got 3 now.
At least, yeah.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? 200 quid on them at 6s.
Who's that?
Luke's had 3 now, I think.
Has he? Yeah, it's shaping up to be the 2 M pegs again, isn't it?
Well, he hadn't caught when we came round, had he?
Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he had a
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, his mate said it was a big old fish, but
No? No, Jack has one.
Fishing down at home. I'm not. It's going up there now, like it
There's anything on the fish unless it's got
Tom, I reckon they should be chucking like 20 yards further, 3 parts away across.
Yeah, I do. Just out of the wind here.
Yeah,
There's a lot of fish on that pole line, isn't
there
there?
is, isn't there?
Like
Definitely.
16, 20 metres from my bank.
Yeah. But they can't see that, can they?
Yeah, we can from it, so you can see all the debris on that line, can't you?
Yeah.
That's where they are.
Yeah, just sat off that.
Fish are definitely on that line.
Yeah. Text him a minute ago.
He ain't falling behind, is he?
I could put next time.
Do what, sorry?
Yeah. Yes, you still take it from the lake, the rest of the lake.
Definitely fish on that line, aren't they, big? Definitely.
They probably can't see pole line.
No, but you've got to be told Tom that, haven't you? Oh, right.
Got me doing. See. Really? Eh? I'd rather to know. Yeah. Got 3 now. It's early days, you know. This match will be. This next big fish could be a good price for that. 6, 7 and 9. And what I should have got that one last time. What is it?
He's one off the head, Mikey Williams is. Is it Daniel Slack? Yes, yeah it is, of course it is. Hello mate, you alright? Yeah. What's he trying to say? What are you trying to say, you fucker? Sorry. Don't say it, yeah. No. More camera. More people who can't fit the cab.
Like all you watching, and it's easy when you watch.
What Jamie got by this time last year?
6 caps.
Yeah, it changed over, it was out for a week, hasn't it? Still being 2 weeks earlier. To be fair. Or maybe not, you catch well into this time of year, right? It's right, isn't it? Best time of the year to break the records now, isn't it? This is, they're not going to be on the top, you're not going to have that flying start today, no, you're not going to be mugging because that's what essentially what we've done last year, picking stuff off the top.
Oh yeah, see, I remember that now. The first time she put down, you know, I just you have to get out of the way, talk to me, but yeah, you just got up there for a while, so what's your problem now?
It looks like that, doesn't it? What length is he fishing there? What sort of poles he got?
The big one is one.
Yeah, he would have one.
There was a lass in the cafe who they made got professional cleaning company. I said, why didn't you tell him? She just got them round to clean it up. Lucy, I could have got that. Now we're going to he said, no, you're out. He said,
Yeah, we're late for the day. I'm not sure it's got anything to do with the time, just the amount of time you've been fishing for. I don't think it's that relevant whether it's evening or... Yeah. No, that's right. I said it was crank up 82 peg any sooner. Too late for the better. But it's still late, though. No matter how late it starts, it's still late. Yeah. No, they just don't pound of it, have they? They're on that line, you know, they're not where they're fishing for them at all, are they? It's easy for the bench, isn't it? No.
Fish on over there.
What, Tom? Yeah, we know, yeah. Oh, well, you're talking, yeah, that. Robbie, they're catching on the feeder
As
line.
long as you get 6 or 7 fish throughout the day, you've got the rhythm, the chance of
The old boy, does he, to be fair? Was that, well, yeah, well, he's shitting himself because he's drawn him. Folding massive around. Pissed off the god. Yeah, we could have done with a cricket on today, couldn't we? I didn't see it, but didn't we win by 60 odd runs? Yeah. Listen, nobody's surprised by the fact that Barbara Azam and Rizwan don't score a lot of runs. They're two of the best batsmen in the world, you know, but every now and then they're going to... Yeah. But beyond that, I'm not sure. So much for a bit, starts a bit light rain. So much for... Is that Mike bringing? I'm just literally thinking he's bringing round the... Shall we take a walk? Well, no, it's quite pleasant here, isn't it? But he's going to be bringing round the brolly for that, isn't he? Oh, did you? Oh, right. Shall I go and fetch it? Keep moving. When you look on there, Luke's found one. Foul Luke. As long as you don't play him to death and lose him at the net, foul Luke. It's a Luke, yeah, isn't it? He'll be on 020 odd though, won't he? Clinging on, isn't it? Tom's in, isn't he? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're probably right there. I'll tell you what, Sean, as well, if you like, since we're the way things are going out, there's nothing to stop us going down the middle and having a little look as well, like. Let's get one in. What, Luke?
No, just next one.
Oh yeah, next to him, right? Say the dobber's about the same, is there? So you're going to have a slower start until people find. That's a unit foul look, we reckon, now on Luke. Yeah, he's well, he's got it in anyway. It weren't a big fish particularly, was it? But it's in the net. It was definitely foul look though, the size of the way it went. Yeah. But welcome. What's that range, sir? It's a bit dodgy for a minute, wasn't it?
Fish starting to grace the open.
Look at Craig's dog there, look. Can't see him, look, he's coming behind that monkey newt sign. Yeah. Probably laying behind it, keeping out of the rain, though, he's caught it. He just looked like this, there he is, look. Mooching about. He was laying down with Ryan earlier, weren't he, on his kit? That dog is the most independent dog. He just does its own thing around there. Sits with who he wants to sit with, gets stroked by who he wants to get stroked by. It happens, doesn't it? Some of them go nuts. Luke Hawkwood. That's definitely who the bookies don't want to win, Luke. He zoomed in on Luke's flat.
Almost.
Hey,
Almost.
can you see it?
Yeah.
Slings in the
I
air.
want that to fly under now, don't we?
See, it's getting this time last year. It was like
Got my kit out mate this week.
I watched it the other day. Everyone was
Fish our boys match up here.
like some material. And that festival, that's where when it went off his head, that night. Beginning that week, I was sunburn on my arms, bad.
How we doing for time?
This time we lose.
I'll have to go for a walk around the other side and do an update.
Yeah, if you like. Yeah, let's go and do that, shall we then?
Get a chair, sit down.
Two, mate. Yeah. I reckon somebody on that other side. Hey?
Not sure?
Good.
Living the dream?
The literally on the right back.
You're allowed to carry that. Is that above your pay grade?
We're having a change of commentator, mate.
Are you joining me?
I'm joining you, pal. I'm joining you live on the banks at Woodlands Thirsk. We'll get it right this year.
Might be able to get an update from Peter on what's going on this bank.
Hello, mate. £40.
Whoa, it's flying.
Monthly Williams 10. Johnny Maxwell 14. Craig Kane 4. Andy 6. We've got some 2. Andy Dorber 5. Mike McGrath 5. And Tony nothing. Andy Dare 9. 19.
So 2N Peg's been doing well, but Pem is off to an absolute flyer, isn't he?
Looks that way, doesn't it?
How's he catching? He was catching shallow when we were around here last. He's in the edges. Let's see if we can get one.
Just trying to find a list of anglers for today, because I don't want to be slipping up and making mistakes and saying people's names wrong like Steve did this morning. Obviously a lot of new faces this year. The only remaining angler we've got is Andy Power from last year. I think I don't actually know where he's drawn. We've not drawn far off where he was last year, actually. In fact, he might be in the same peg. To be fair.
That was me.
What was it? I just walked the other side on pegs 1 to 10, and it's pretty quiet around there. There's a couple of carp being caught. Tom Edwards had a couple of carp over there. I noticed he started catching, but he's the only one really.
Luke Bamford had one while we were standing there.
Did he? Didn't look that far down. Yeah. The guy I was talking to has got a bit of money on Tom, so obviously he was well on the ball with what was going on on the lake. I've not seen Luke Hawksworth have much on peg 21. He's fishing his edge.
£19.
Yeah.
Which is second on this lake and in the match, because no one on the other lake will have that much.
No, definitely not. He's fishing tight into his edge. The peg's moved up one from last year, so it is literally right in the corner.
So Pem's leading at the moment. First hour gone, £40 in the net.
Yeah. Craig Kent, the venue expert. He's struggling a little bit. To be honest, pinging pellets short. It looks like he's on the feeder and he's pinging pellets to a short line. Does Craig? Andy Power into and out. Decides it's time to reel in and maybe refeed. Looks like he's fishing a little method feeder. Andy Power. Rob Dobar, he's just lost one. Yeah, it will be. Wonder if Andy Power's wondering if that short line's going to come into play a bit later on, because he's throwing, looks like Maggots, very, very short, literally at the end of his nets. And I'm sure where Penn is, I'm sure that it was one peg in again from that last year, because he can get right tight into that.
Yeah, all the end pegs have moved out.
They've
once,
moved
so
in
they're
into the
tight
cut,
against,
literally into the corner. Yeah, because he's fishing really tight into that edge as well. And to be fair, I mean, I walked the lakes yesterday and there was quite a lot of movement down that edge. And where Warren Martin is on the back end of him there, where Jamie Hughes was last year. I remember spending a bit of time behind Jamie, and he fished his margin a lot last year.
How we doing?
There's not a lot happening there.
Pem's in again.
Oh yeah, Pem's into one. Is that Wayne Kearney?
Quickly netted.
Is that Wayne Kearney? It's not. Chatting Bubbles. Danny Maxfield, he's just had one as well on the pole line. Oh yeah. Andy Durr on peg 20. Leading in a bit of a merry dance, that one. Not seen Luke have a fish yet on peg 21.
No, not since he was around here.
No.
Cycling in there. £3.
Yeah, £3 to £5 that. Pens into another. Up on peg 11. Oh, he's lost it. No, he's not. No, he's not. Still on.
He does it all the time.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't see that. Oh, yeah, he has. He's lost it.
He has now.
Foul upped. Totally different weather conditions to last year as well. It was a beautiful, bright, sunny day. We were in shorts and t-shirt. And today we're all stood here in waterproof jackets. Totally different. I've had a chat with a few people earlier on to see what people think, you know, where the winner's going to come from, weights and so on. Obviously a lot of people got money on Luke because he's on peg 21. There was fish down there yesterday, as was in Ryan Lingard's margin. There was quite a few fish in that edge as well, but it's very snaggy. I remember from Aidan Mansfield last year, he lost about 15 feeders in that snag pit. So yeah, it's really, really quiet. Really quiet. Yeah, that is next to Wayne. Oh, it's Mikey McGrath from. Oh, the two Lancashire lads next to each other. That's quite nice. Mikey McGrath beat last year's finalist, if I remember rightly. He beat Dave Pimlott in the final for his region, and Wayne Kearney beat Christian Jones. It's Dale Jackson on peg 16, just landing what looks like a skimmer or a roach possibly, only small fish. But yeah, Wayne Kearney beat Fishermania champion Christian Jones to reach today's final. So I had a good chat with him before the match. He was telling me all about it. Gave him 3 matches and 3 dates and he picked the wrong one. Christian won the other 2 matches, one of them was the Fisho final. So extremely quiet. Craig Kent there on peg 14. He's fishing bomb and pellet. He's feeding the ducks, as I call it. That pen into another one. Yeah, pen's into another one. Up on peg 11.
All 3 of them.
No, third one along's just chucked his feeder.
Yeah, Mikey's seen the fish.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, is he on the feeder?
Yeah.
Oh, Mikey's into one as well. On peg 12 on the feeder. The way he was sat, it looked like he was just sat there with his rod on his knee. Mikey Williams is obviously one of the favourites to win this.
A little tickle on him himself.
Did you?
Yeah.
I nearly did. So that's a carp about £3 to £5 again. Spat the hook in the net. Oh, don't you just love that? Pen's the same. That's £3 to £5. It's in the bag. Oh. We'll go in the middle, shall we?
3 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely looks like Penn's running away with it at the moment. He was one of the favourites before the draw, and he became an even more of a favourite after the draw.
The wind's blowing up there at the end of the day as well.
It was pushing up there yesterday, wasn't it? We were all saying from the middle of the lake, literally where Andy Power is. But
He can fish his edge long all the way along. I think he'll be hard to beat today now.
Yeah,
You know, he's got off to
100%.
that sort of start.
yeah,
I would imagine his odds have tumbled.
yeah, definitely. The thing is, you'd expect, I mean, I've not really been up there and been that far up, but you'd expect Warren Martin to be catching as well, because he's on the end peg and he's got all that edge as well. But I've not been that far up on Skylark to see how he's getting on. To be honest. Mostly fishing the feeder or the bomb and pellet on this lake. The Power feeding that really short line again. Andy's got a small fish on.
Sorry, it's at the bank, sorry.
Rob just had a skimmer, was that? I didn't actually see.
Yeah, looked like it.
Yeah. I just saw it fall from his hand. Other than that,
fixing one.
Peg 21. That's Luke Hawksworth.
Found up as well, isn't it?
Yeah, looks it.
Have you heard it?
Nice short work, but it's only a small fish.
Yeah, it's only small.
Supposedly one of the favourite pegs. Zach Brown won off it last year, didn't he?
Yeah, oh
Well,
certainly,
one up.
yeah, it was everyone, that's what he went from, I think it was 16 to 1 to 9 to 4, I think it was after the draw.
And he had a terrible first couple of hours.
Yeah. That pens into another one. Looks like there's a bit of a bend in it. Yeah, pens into another one on peg 11.
No, he's not.
No? He might have pulled out of
He's
it
in
then.
his net, he's hooked his net.
Yeah, he might have pulled out of it. He doesn't half throw that pole back, to be honest. That's Wayne Kearney, qualified from Lancashire. And we know that because he's my neck of the woods. I know the area. That's a small silver. Again, but trust me, if it was going to be a silvers match, you wouldn't bet against him. He's one of the best silverfish anglers in the northwest. He's Wayne. Spends a lot of time on Partridge Lakes and Bradshaw fisheries. And that is Andy Durr on peg 20 into another half decent fish. Yeah, it's a good fish he's got on there, Andy. A lot of people backed Andy as well, from what I heard last night. Dale Jackson just landing another silver on peg 16. That's a big fish that Andy Durr's got on there.
Oh, that was foul looked.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's properly hooked, but we're not sat on the end of that hole, are we? So pens into another one on peg 19. That one's certainly in the bag for Pen.
How big was that?
£4. That's it. It's Rob Darbo with a skimmer. A lot of silvers coming out this year.
It's a decent.
Yeah, it's a good fish that.
4 or 5 pound. I reckon
I
that might
reckon
still
not.
be foul looked.
Could have been. Andy Power trying to catch ducks. We nearly had it.
Andy seems to be piling a lot of maggots.
He's putting a lot of maggot in on that. Yeah. He's probably put a pint and a half in while we've been stood here, to be fair. I've been watching him.
That was one of the tactics that people were talking about.
Well, it was a massive tactic last year, wasn't it? That's where Rob Swan certainly caught quite a few on that line.
Is Andy Powering again?
Yeah.
He's absolutely taking the place apart. If he is in.
Nearly got me on the head, that. That was Dale Jackson just chucking a little feeder to the pallet right in front of us. It absolutely scared the life out of us. It looks like Pem is absolutely running away from it. That's Danny Maxfield on peg 13. It's £5. That might be a big fish that Pem's got on there, you know. I know we're quite away from him, but
It's quite snaggy up there as well, so I should think he's he's geared up for it.
yeah. I'd have thought Pem would be fishing black hydro. I'm sure who's he sponsored by? I'm sure Pem Writing's sponsored, but I can't think who he's sponsored by.
One caught on long.
That is
Mikey Williams. Into another one.
Peg 12.
Go Mikey.
And Luke's into one as well on peg 21.
Mikey Williams had to give that a bit more pole. That's going like a train.
Oh. Andy Powers into one as well. Starting to catch on this lake now. And Rob on peg 17's into one as well. Rob's fishing worm on the deck. And he's literally only just gone out, but that looks like it's a silver. He might have changed his game plan there.
That must be a big old fish Mikey's got on.
Yeah, it's proper going, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's proper going.
Probably got about 20 metres of elastic out.
Yeah, trust me, that fish that Andy Powers got on is no small fish either. He's been backwards and forwards 2 or 3 times now with that pole. He's proper handfulling that in. Never the bride, always the bridesmaid, Andy Power, isn't he? He's so due a win, to be honest. Obviously sponsored by Preston Innovations. Which one? That's not a bad fish that Luke's into as well, but I think this that Mikey's into is the one to be watching, certainly. Saying that, whatever Andy's got on isn't small. I mean, this is the main event. Obviously we've got a junior event on today as well, which if you want to keep up to date on
That's
that,
a decent fish for Mikey. That's
Yeah.
probably 7 or 8 pounds,
that's
I would
£8,
say.
isn't it? Andy Power's still got that fish on hand. He's had this short on that extremely short line.
Is that where he's been feeding the maggot?
Yeah, where he's been feeding the maggot. That's
probably-
£8.
Yeah.
You know, he's had to
Slightly
put, he's
less
had to, frenzy clothing, which looks actually quite nice. I'm quite jealous.
I'm sure they stock it in the shop. Have you got anything in your wallet?
No, they're not on general release yet, I don't think. I know certainly Frenzy's tracksuits aren't on general release yet because I have been waiting. But yeah, I know who to contact for a Frenzy one. Might order one to go with my Lee tackle one. Do you back in Leeds or St Helens? I'm not backing either.
Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Supercup day. I tell you what, it doesn't look that windy, but do you know what? Some of these anglers are struggling to hold their poles. So I can understand why some of them have opted for...
It's blowing right from the lake, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's literally.
Yeah. Wayne Kearney's basically on the edge of it, isn't he?
Yeah.
It's, you know, everyone after that. Mike McGrath's gone on to the... It looks like he might be fishing deep shallow, slapping. Is that Luke into another one?
I think it might be Luke into another one.
Pem's into one. Yeah, we've got that one. Yeah, Pem's just had a small rope by the looks of it. Sure if Mikey Williams is into one as well. Yeah, he is. Mikey Williams is into one on peg 12. Liked by many people is Mikey. Nice lad. That doesn't look like a bad fish that Luke's got on. Okay. He lost it.
We had that on for quite a while as well.
Yeah, Mikey's into one. He's got his down to his top kit.
Devastating.
I just think them two, that peg 10 and that peg 11 are going to be so hard to beat. I said it yesterday when I turned up and I looked at the wind. When I spoke to Craig and said, has the wind been pushing the same way for a few days? And he's like, yeah. He said, but the fish have gone proper moody. He said, I don't think it's going to be a big weight like last year. That's Rob on peg 17. He's had another silver. It looks like he's set his stall out to hopefully attract the carp to come in. I'm not sure what he's feeding. He's just got his pot in his hand. He's definitely fishing a big worm. And the hook has gone in his coat or something. Oh, he's on his phone. He's ringing his bank runner.
Not a bad fish for Mikey, £3 or £4.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the bag and that's, you know, that's what matters. Rain's on its way again. On and off, constantly. And he's staying on that short line where he's been piling their maggots in. Mike McGrath into a roach. No, re-plumbing. Plumbing up again. Obviously wasn't happy with that. But there it was. Let's put the hood up. tell you what, he's fishing a fair way out there, Mikey Williams, isn't he? He's fishing 16 metres, so fair play to him. That wind. Luke's into one again on 21.
Got it under control quick.
Towards right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it's looking like, but
That could all change, that. Definitely, Steve. Definitely.
when I left the other race, Tom had had 4 on the...
On the spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd just started catching as we came away, didn't he?
Yeah. I didn't actually look at the board then, which was a bit of a miss of me, weren't it?
Yeah. That's,
see
the bag,
who's-
that's £4 or £5. But yeah, Mikey Williams, he's got to be fishing 16 metres. I don't know whether that's the new Aventus pole he's
I
got
think
there.
it is. And
Yeah,
it,
it is, yeah.
Yeah, gotta be
Yeah.
it. Gotta be.
It does look
They got
alike.
now to do with that pole, it's who's hanging on the end of it.
Well, that's it, yeah. Is that why you've not got one, Steve?
Yeah, yeah.
there's a nice looking bit of kit though from here.
Yeah.
So what's Pem got?
About £50 now.
What do we reckon Pam's got? £50? £55 we reckon Pam's got.
Luke?
Well, it was a weight game.
£55.
55, who's second?
Oh, is it?
But Luke's only just started catching.
Yeah,
Look,
It's freezing.
it's cold, isn't it? Yeah, I've had to go and put this on.
How are we doing all right?
I'm alright, you?
Yeah, good mate, yeah.
It's different grade we sat over there. It's different grade.
Yeah. They should have streamed it to the bar, shouldn't they? Have they? Fair play to them.
You on a push bike?
No, why? No, not today. I've been running this morning, I've pulled my car, so I'm hobbling round there. Where's your old fella? Is it?
Well, I should be really.
You won it last night again.
Huh?
You won it last night again. See you later. That was Jack Gregory. Jack entered the competition this year. His dad runs Forest Lane Fisheries.
Yeah.
Lovely family, always willing to talk to you, give you some advice when you're over there. Obviously, this time last week they were all over at their place for
I saw
the fish north.
near the bank, honestly. It's picked up. I think we'll need more than £150 to win.
That Pem into another one. No, definitely not. He shipped back very fast that time, even faster than what he does. He literally throws that pole back.
Pole rollers are smoking, weren't they?
Yeah, he literally puts it on that front roller and he just absolutely flings it back.
Texas up there, he said.
I'll go and see him in a bit. In fact, I'll go and see him now. Do you want to take over for 10 minutes? Do you want to take over for 10 minutes?
Yeah,
I owe him some money, that's all, and if I don't go and give him the money...
He'll send the boys after you.
No, I'll end up forgetting.
Oh, right, okay.
So we'll go and have a catch up on Skylark in a minute, Steve, if you fancy a walk.
Yeah, I do, mate. I think it's warmer for a start.
While the rain's stopped, if you
Yeah, no, if you want to do that. Do you want me to... Oh, you don't... I'll just carry the brolly, like... What's the technical word for not up? Down.
That's it, right, excuse us while we make a move.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see have a catch up with what they got there. The coverage is going well, to be honest with you. Watching it from on there, it's we're managing to hold a live feed most of the time. 200 or so people watching it at any time on YouTube, so subscriptions going up.
Happy day. Did you do a Facebook catch-up?
We could probably. Do you think it'd be worth going over to the juniors as well after we've done this, mate?
Text me. Obviously, he's obviously had his list the year before. Text everybody.
He's on his way.
Better get on the other side. Got one now.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, they're catching many fish, but they're big fuckers. Yeah. What's the score in the other league? He's got that similar, you know, he's got one on there, he's got that
That's Tom Edwards. That 30.
he had 20, he'll have £25 now. That's his fifth fish and his sixth fish. Chucks on the other side and he's got a big lump. We've got one of them before we first did it. That one with the red top was a great cross. Next Jack.
White cap.
Next to Jack.
Yeah.
Took right across, but one of them just took back over now. So landed right from the next back there. That'd be good for him, so yeah.
Yeah. Wood, yeah. School beach.
Just done it again now. So it's just chuck right and pick the path on.
Yeah, why not? Go and have a chat, Steve. See what we think. You're all live ready anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Go even. Yeah, you can stand outside, right. We're back here, we've got Stu fothering with me. How many hours are we in now?
Yeah, it's 1:45.
1:45, so we're an hour and 3/4 in. A few more fish being caught. I've been over that side and my appraisal is that Pem's winning over in that corner with £55 on peg 19. Yeah, correct, 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, on partridge, yeah. Luke Hawksworth starting to catch a few, and catching a few, you'll still be pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
Having got a few quid on him, and I mean a few quid.
Yeah.
You know, he's block paving, Sean, that's what you need to get into, that's where the money's
I have a
at.
broken back doing that. Why not?
My back can't handle that sort of thing anymore.
Like that.
But Luke Hawksworth's definitely catching a few, and he's catching shallow down the edge. They're saying £25, but you know, 30, 35 possibly. And Tom Edwards has had 5 fish, but what do you reckon is going on over here, Stu?
Tom's got the most fish with 5. There's another
Yeah.
2 anglers with 4 fish. And this lad's second from the end, I think that's his 3rd fish.
Who is that?
Warren Martin's had 3 in the last 25 minutes on the end.
Having said it's a bit slower than over there, as an overall, there's more people sort of, because it's fairly sporadic over there in the middle. Not, see, it's the end pegs and the ones off the end peg that seem to be.
Yeah, and this lake, I don't think.
Is that Daniel Slack who just landed the fish?
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny Slack.
That might be his fourth fish.
So, all to play for. Yeah. Sounds like Luke's just had another one. In all fairness, it's starting to shape up to between a Penwright and Luke Hawksworth showdown.
Oh, my 2 bets.
Your 2 bets?
Yeah, I back both of them.
Yeah, yeah, well there you go then, happy days.
Before the draw though, before the draw.
Before the draw as well, that's handy, isn't it?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, answers by the name of Lucky Stew Fotheringham.
It should be Lucky than good.
Yeah, 100% it is, mate, yeah. Definitely right there. Yep. Ryan's caught another one, that's his second fish on feed. It's not a big fish though, is it?
Pound.
But like we say, if you got 50, 60 pound with an hour and a half, 2 hours to go,
Yeah, just catch what you can for the last
innit?
2 hours.
They could
You don't
just
know
as
what's gonna
easily
happen.
run out for Pem. I'm not so sure they will though, like, or Luke. There's plenty. It didn't look like they'd run out yesterday, the amount of fish on up that bank on peg 21.
How's Craig doing?
Not
Over
very
that.
well.
Birdsey last. He'd got 4 pounds, so I mean, I think he caught the first fish, so that's it, I would imagine.
I did see him catch that, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be off for a dinner soon, won't he?
Or a delivery.
A delivery, like, yeah, or down the gym, without a shadow of a doubt. But at least this rain's patched over, and I've just looked at the weather, and we could expect a bit of sunshine coming in, even possibly
That'd be nice for
for the last
couple of
bit.
hours.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a bit of current burn on the old boat. That is for sure. But no, it's as I went away the first time, it's people seem to be catching a few, but
Fishing hard, isn't it?
yeah.
4, 5.
Tom looks cold, he's sitting on his hands.
Having said that, we're only an hour and 3/4 in.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I mean. You expect a good first hour usually, generally carp fishing, don't you? Then it tends to meander a bit, a lot, and you start questioning whether you should be there. Well, I do. And then suddenly, boom, there they are, and it's happy days and one last chuck.
Still a
not
lot
much.
of fish moving over the
There's
side.
m- fish moving over here,
I
aren't
can't believe they're not chucking the method
Oh, no.
feeder further
Yeah.
over.
The guru lad up there, he's had 2 casting over. What's second from
Robert,
there.
yeah,
He's
Robert
had
Taylor.
2 casting over. So, right over. Well, you can't even see the method going in because they're that tight. Yeah.
Listen, I think you're going to need more than £150 to win, that is for sure,
I do, yeah.
if I'm honest.
I do.
In fact, it might even polarise it, the fact that the 2 end pegs are catching. They might, a couple of bigger weights, and then we'll see.
Is Ryan actually slapping to the banking? Over
It
there.
might be now.
Or is he just off the banking? Can't tell from here. Look, he's
Luke was.
is he
Yeah,
slapping
he's
at
slapping in the edge.
That's what
Yeah.
Luke's doing.
banking?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, basically.
Well, he knows his stuff as Luke.
Yeah,
But it's,
there was a spell
it's-
when I was over there.
probably-
He was one after the other.
It's probably not a bad shout because it's so snaggy down there. I think fishing on the deck, you're probably just going to be catching roots.
All the time. Yeah. They don't usually put them in, see, so
No.
they're not been cleaned out, have they?
No. Still, you wouldn't mind being on them today, would you? Yeah.
I think
Still.
Pem's happy, is that where he is?
He's
Yeah.
well happy, isn't he? Yeah, at the moment he is. Although he doesn't know how well he's doing necessarily, does he?
Oh, well,
Somebody will be keeping him informed, won't
I'd
they?
hope so. Wouldn't he?
Yeah,
He'll have a runner, won't he?
Yeah, he'll have somebody
I think he's
informing
just
him.
talking to Tom myself on the phone. It was Tom that texted me to tell me that Pem had had 15
Really?
fish. So
It's
I think
mad,
he's
isn't
probably
it?
saying nobody's catching a lot on
I'm
Skylark.
surprised Pem's got time to bloody text.
God, I can't believe it. These boys are holding 16 metres of pole and talking on the phone. Right? God dear. And I'm wondering why I don't do any good. No, I'm not wondering why I don't do any good
To
at
get
all. I
on
know
that
why.
method.
I know why I don't do any good.
seems less fish being caught on this side for sure.
Yeah, I seem to have put the curse on it because
Yeah, it looks that way because there was the odd fish getting caught.
Yeah.
And come on this bank and now no one can catch.
yeah. I reckon we ought to go and are we thinking about having a wander over to the juniors, mate?
Yeah, let's go and have a chat with Katie and Sarah.
Yeah, shall we see what they're
the
doing?
juniors are doing.
Well, thanks for that, Stu, anyway.
Yeah.
Speak to that, lads.
Well, I'd like to say who's your money on, but we know who your money's on. The people that are winning it. Well done, you. Yeah, they're backing two people that are not drawing the. Yeah, that's well handy. Good stuff. Well, you can't wait for tonight for the drinking to start, can you? Don't know about.
No, don't take the picture now.
Mrs. don't know I'm here.
We might be able to do a little simultaneous with Sarah on Facebook.
Simultaneous. Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back and your bottom about. That's it.
It's definitely an overcoat colder here as well, isn't it?
It's cold here. It's cold here all bloody day. When we get here and get that float shot at, plus these fucking bites were unbelievable.
Is he having a food? He's having a food then.
So I'll come for a look at the juniors. This lady seems to be catching well. We're going to get right into this flow and see if we can see I'll try and locate Katie and Sarah. Get an update. Dave, we can't film up here, we've lost signal. So if we can get Katie to come down to this corner, we might have a chance to get an update. I can't find her.
Yeah, you can have your chairs now.
Security. I see the hands on me. Yeah. You have it, lads. Is that we okay now?
We'll wait and see if we can get a message back from Mike to see if we're back on. We might be able to have a word with
Rob,
Katie here.
Tom's in again. Look. All right.
Nice to meet you, I'm Jack's mum.
Oh, Jack Barwick.
Yeah.
He's not having the best of days, is he?
I haven't really seen, we've been on the other side.
Oh, he's not got a lot at all, I don't think, at the moment.
Oh, could all change though, couldn't it?
It could.
Early days yet.
I'd certainly, I'd like him to win more than anybody else.
So would I.
Yeah, yeah.
Might not put a smile on his face, like, but you never know.
He always going to have another bung, can't he? Like, you know what I mean? Always puts a smile on my face. Right, we're going to go up here anyway. Nice to meet you.
And you.
We've got Tom. Yeah, that's his sixth fish, like, you know what I mean? Looks decent and all,
I think
doesn't it?
Tom's probably
Winning this.
with this lake.
Tried coming as well, look.
Yeah, it'll be alright, yeah.
Yeah. That looks alright to me. Bit of this, bit of that.
Oh, it's a shame we can't get hold of
Is
Katie.
it? Every time I fucking walk away, I mean, every time I walk away, you still you can't edit it, can you? You get less money as well going live on these things if you swear a lot.
Yeah, we'll stop it then.
Yeah, we'll stop it then, yeah.
I haven't sworn once yet.
No, which is quite remarkable as well, isn't it? Because you've not nearly got as tall a mouth as me, to be fair. Nearly. Well, if he keeps nicking one or two out, Tom, like, you know, like we say, you know, we're not even 2 hours in quite, are we yet?
Just.
You know, another hour, put another 4 or 5 fish in your net.
Yeah.
60, 70 pound going in with 2 hours to go. There you go. Is that, oh, it's right back on the rod. Yeah, that one I thought was there.
See, you moved down, the few fish got
Got
caught.
caught, they did, didn't they? Yeah. I know, it's mad, isn't it? Tom just had one, like, did they?
Yeah, Luke had one, and the guy second from the end had one. No, Warren had one, sorry, on the end.
Yeah, as soon as I cleared off, I'm a right fish magnet, ain't I? Alright. I love the way Angry Times just turn up and do their own thing.
Oh, they're walking along the bank.
Yeah. What? Can't help yourself, can I? Oh, yeah. Look at him there, mate. So we've got lots of events to look forward to producing, isn't it? And like Mike says, we'll learn by the mistakes with the filming, and I think really you need more people, don't you, as well? It's what Ricky said, to put on a production like this, it's yep, exactly that, no.
Oh, I thought you did have
Yeah, I
one
did.
for a second.
Was it just a
Could've
silver
sworn
fit?
that.
No, he's got something on there.
Yeah.
Surely. There's something. He's on the puller, he has got one like, yeah, it's just come to him, isn't it? So as soon as we cleared off, start to... Let's have it shows in there, but that's the hours, isn't it? We've already had one big fish that we know of. I think that came straight in, didn't it? No, mucking about.
It's gone off.
What, the filming has?
No, the fish came straight in and now it's
No, it's hanging on.
hanging on a bit.
Yeah, often the case, isn't it?
Doesn't look like a big fish, but they all count.
I do at this stage.
Safe in there.
It's not very big at all, is it?
£3
£3,
maybe.
yeah. I still fish on this line three
I can't
parts of the way
I
across.
can't believe no one's putting a method over here.
Well, Tom's fishing it, but he's fishing it halfway, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah, he's not coming far enough over if you ask me.
And thank God we
Well,
didn't,
yeah, that's
eh,
right,
like.
yeah. Whatever you do, don't
That
listen
is
to me.
me, yeah. Yeah. It's certainly a good deal warmer here than it is anywhere else, and on Curlew and Wagtail it's definitely an overcoat colder. And it certainly is over on the other bank of Partridge. But that's what we're thinking, that the fish are sat over in this warmer.
There's not even any wind on this bit, on this side of the lake, is there?
No. Yeah, it's quite nice here. Hopefully the weather's going to shape up nice for a pleasant evening and presentation. Not done so badly as yet. But it's not the weather we had last year, that is for sure. They were cating them over, were they over there filming over on it?
I couldn't find them, but
They're doing a better job than us, aren't they?
they probably are. Right,
Yeah.
you hang on here for a minute with the camera, I'll be back in a minute.
Alright, mate. This is easy, we even got a target, it's like. So we should be right centre of screen now with Tom. Just in time to see his tip go flying round. Qualify from my region anyway, Northants Cambridgeshire, Spalding base. Anybody knows about Tom, only a matter of time before he wins something worth winning. Still, it's not all over yet. So he got 6 fish, probably doing as well as anybody on Skylark. It's just the Luke and Pem on the 2 end pegs on Partridge that seem to be in a different league, that is for sure. But, dogs. Tom's gone out on the pole. Might be able to zoom in on, but every time I turn up at Skylark they seem to stop catching fish. Every time I clear off there's a few fish being caught. Like I say, if I ain't got my natural allergy towards fish, I'd probably be half decent. No, not surprisingly. Like I say, I seem to have very quiet on Skylark every time I turn up. Hopefully Sean will be back and we'll go and have a look at it, see if we can induce some fish over this side. There's loads going on here on this WhatsApp group, and we've got some bloke called Sean Nelson keeps posting stuff. That's you, mate.
Right, shall we go back round and have a look at the leaderboard? We'll
Yeah.
just dip in and see if we can see Katie
Well, at
anywhere.
the very least, we'll get off a Skylark and hopefully they can catch a few fish. I'm just right Jonah on Skylark every time, like I just said, every time I turn up.
Go and see if you can just see Katie if she's round there or not. Right, get her and Sarah round here.
so she can just as easily go live on mine.
So we'll come back for it. We'll come back and update you. When we come back round.
Oh, he's only doing 5 watt pipe. Oh right, yeah.
Well, I know.
Good for Luke, he's on the feeder. So,
Come and have a word with Peter. Come and have a word with Peter.
yeah. You never know, do you? Luke slowed down, feeder. I'll keep coming up with one. Yeah, get food before. Good. 2 hours in as well, right? It's right within. Listen, 2 hours in last year, Jamie was in that corner, was in a better position. But then now he's 70, at least 70, Sigma maybe. He's just chucked a feeder, hasn't he? But the other week when I filmed Tom and Ben Townsend, he was more sporty than him, but he was absolutely Tom said to me at the start, go ahead. But you can see why, because it's the way the wind was, as they come closer in, it's going to affect Tom now. One wanted the wind and one didn't want the wind, and as the production is really good. Yeah, Craig on the road. Yeah, there's not a lot been caught in the middle at all, is there? But, yeah, 4. Which is as many as anybody in the... Listen, if they lock up, there's an empty peg either side of you. Yeah?
On this side. Who knows? So we got to go over there, are we, for a chat? Katie? No, well, what's going on this side first?
Yeah.
Mate, what's the update?
The power's in.
What's the update on this side?
Pem's got £70. Next to him, Mikey's got £32. Danny Maxfield next to him he's got £33. So Craig's got a roach. Andy Power next peg, he's got one. But in the middle of the lake, they're not a lot at all. But apparently Dow Jackson's just had 3 fish, or 4 fish in this last hour. Mikey Williams is into a fish there, next to. You got one there, right? Yeah. Yeah, next to Pem. Pem was on the feeder, but he's gone back on the pole. Luke Hawksworth, did he just have another one? He was certainly into one.
Yes, he landed a fish.
He landed it, did he? So he's still ticking away. Again, 30 odd pound. Andy Dare, he got just short of 30 pound. But like I say, in the middle of the lake, very poor. So Tom over the other side, couple on Skylark maybe competing.
So a lot of people on £30 and Pem flying
on £70, like maybe more, yeah. And in fact, got another one, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's stripping some elastic out.
Yeah. So it's looking like Pem writing at the moment. The writing's on the wall. That had to be said, didn't it? But at this stage last year, it was Jamie sat behind him, and the writing was definitely on the wall. We thought it was home and hosed, done and dusted. I was looking to get a sneaky bet on with my mate. Yeah. That's Danny Maxfield. Has he got, or is that a rope?
Pem's just landed one wouldn't look that big, maybe 2 or 3
Mikey's
pounds.
got one as well, hasn't he, though?
Yeah, Mikey Williams on the next peg's got one.
Yeah, no, Danny hasn't got one. So, but Mikey's, although he's behind, he was doing as well.
Pem's just landed that fish. That looks about £4.
Does it? Good luck with that.
Mikey Williams there. It's just about to land a fish.
Andy Power's got his fish in the net, a decent fish.
Yeah.
Never rule him out at your power. Look decent enough, didn't it? £6 maybe? Or am I dreaming?
Yeah, no, 4 or 5.
Dreaming then. Very quiet in the middle there. Apart from Dale Jackson, who's literally just had 3 or 4 fish.
Mikey's fish is hanging on.
Certainly don't seem to be jinxing this side as much as I seem to do with Skylark. Certainly seems to be the lake you want to be on, but one of the juniors over there, I don't know who it was, but I was watching him, he was catching on double worm, up against his platform. Still they're an hour further in, aren't they? Yeah. But he'd, according to one of the chaps there, he'd had £40 in the last half hour when I was watching him. Perhaps we're watching the wrong people, do you think? Mikey's still got that one hanging on. Luke's back on the pole at this end, maybe just giving it a bit of a rest on the feeder for a while. Yeah. Wayne Kearney, that's like a silverfish. He's on the bloodworm and joker. Perhaps he's looking for a sector.
Craig's in with another roach.
Craig's on the seed. Hey? Got the tears out, get anything you can. Craig, he had the quickest start, didn't he? Catch one straight away. Pem's in.
Pem's in again, is he?
Yeah, believe so. The man to beat at the moment, isn't he? But they could just dry up just like that, couldn't they? Or not.
I fancy there'll be a food fish at that stage, and it's only going to get better.
That's exactly what I thought when Jamie was on the peg behind him last year. I can see myself those words. It's a corner peg, it's only going to get better, he's mugging them anyway. And then it went wrong from there. So.
We want Sarah to come back up before we have an update anyway, don't we?
Do we? I'm not questioning that, I'm assuming that Pen get that.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Donald's off. There's a white one there. What's that? Sea gun? Is that? No, it's a duck, isn't it? That's the white duck of the family. Mikey's still playing that fish, isn't it? Makes you wonder whether that's. Yeah. Oh no, it looks like it's decent fish, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be 6 pounds or more, isn't it?
Pete's doing a spanking job there, keeping us informed. But to be honest with you, like you say, Pem's £30 in front, maybe £40 in front, but there's 1 or 2 people still in with a shout. Certainly. Listen, when them big fish turn up in the edge,
It will change, be rapid.
and they're bound to, aren't they? They'll come. Yeah. Mike McGrath. Looks like he's into a proper fish. He'd had one or two earlier, hadn't he? Very patchy down this middle. Very patchy. But like I say, we're only 2.5 hours in maybe. Halfway yet, are we? Not quite halfway yet. And as we know, it's always the best, well, it's not always the best half, but traditionally the last half is the best half. I can see somebody playing one over there. Is that Luke Bamford? Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
that is Luke.
No, he's not. He's going chucking the feed. It looked like he was playing a fish. Keeps seeming to go in fits and starts, although Pem's in again, isn't he? It ain't going in fits and starts for Pem, is it?
He's catching pretty regular, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, get him to move on now. I'll go and sit on his peg. Fancy having a food. Now he's got it primed up.
That's a nice fish.
Massive
over there.
fish, isn't it? Yeah, that's a
£5.
yeah, decent
Didn't
fish.
get that one in the net, did
He did. Don't look very big though. It certainly didn't look. £4. Don't know how big her hands he's got, to be fair. That Wayne got one, has he?
Wayne looks like he's in.
Yeah, Wayne Kearney's got one. So's Rob Dover. Unfortunately, it's a rud by the looks of it, possibly. I'm committing myself to a rud. What do you reckon?
Oh, he's lost that fish.
Who, Wayne?
Yeah, Wayne.
I think it was a foul looker, don't it? I always do when they come off, but which isn't the case, is it? You lose a lot of lip hookers just the same, don't you, really? Well, you can do anyway. Pull out of anywhere. Craig's got the silverfish.
I think he might be fishing through section. Unfortunately, Pem's in it. By default.
Default sections they are, yeah. Yeah, default sections, the straightforward 1 to 5 on Skylark, 6 to 10 on Skylark, 11 to, what is it, 16? 11 to 15, isn't it? 16 to 21, the last one being a 6-man section with 21 in. They're fishing for 1,500 quid on the sections. So, a reasonable consolation prize. Of course, 30 grand for the winner this year. Hopefully, we'll early signs on ticket sales, and what I'm hearing that we're going to sell a few more this year. Hopefully, get that prize back up.
Where can everyone get their tickets, Dave?
Ticket wise, yeah, well, go to the Fishing Association website. That'll take you straight to a pop-up that'll take you straight to purchase a ticket. Go to the to Ricky's page on Facebook, Match Fishing Masterclass. There's promotional codes here, there and everywhere. So if you buy through a promotional code, you get a free ticket, a wildcard ticket entry for this year's wildcard competition. We're not running a separate raffle where we're selling tickets. You'll only be able to achieve wildcard tickets through such things as promotions and what have you. And like I say, we've got a few things planned, possibilities. Yeah, has Wayne got one this time?
Yeah, looks like it.
Oh, right, so he's gone from 0 to hero. He's not had a calf, and now suddenly he's lost one and 2 on the bounce. Has Rob Dorber got one on as well?
Yeah. One's in there.
Maybe there's signs at the middle of the lake starting to.
It's a decent £4 fish.
Yeah, maybe there's signs at the middle. The fish are starting to spread out and come in. So we're not halfway through, but yeah, no, ticket wise and all that, we'll be pushing that. Remember, if you buy your ticket for next year before the 31st of October, we're offering a wildcard early bird price of £50 instead of 60. You won't get it for £50 after the 31st of October, that's for sure. Andy Power back on the silverfish, back on the roach. Wayne's got his in anyway.
£4, isn't it?
Yeah, so I think that might have broke his, I don't know, maybe he got one previously, but 2 on the spin anyway. He's always, he's going to be thinking they've arrived and he's got it sussed. I would anyway. Just sprinkles here, aren't they? Can someone just turn over that to look like a pattern? It's definitely an overcoat colder on this lake. It's nice over on Skylark, but not so many fish to be seen. Funny how it goes in fits and spells, isn't it, where you see a couple of fish and then I haven't seen Pem catch one for
No, for
5 minutes, yeah,
unusual.
which is, yeah. Yeah, because he's well on his way to towards £100. Hasn't got that yet, but might well have 80. Oh, Pem's in again. No, he's not. He's pinged off of that. But obviously still 1 or 2 there. Luke's certainly slowed right down up this end, doesn't he?
Yeah, one since we've been here.
No, you'd have bet on him having a good run. Is that Dale in? My man Dale. Ah. He's had 1 or 2 lately. He's doing as well as anybody in the middle of the lake at this stage. Is that 4, 5 fish he's had in the last hour or so? Craig's got a silverfish on. He's having a struggle. Looks like Pem might be in though. No, he's pinged off that as well. I think. Hey up, we missed that one. I know it's a decent fish, isn't it? Dale's got. Might be. 5, 6 minutes. My cameraman's lost my cameraman. He's on his phone. He's obviously communicating with the rest of the team. So Dale.
How big was Dale's there?
Yeah, 5 or 6 I'd have said, but I could be wrong. So Pem's lost 2. He's pinged off at 2 in the last 2. Still, there must be a few fish there, mustn't there?
Sarah's going to come over and give us an update on the June match.
Shall we head over round towards there then and see, meet up with her, like, do you think?
Yeah, if you want. Well, while we're here, we can do footage while I'm walking, can't we?
No, that's true enough.
Maybe she'll come to us.
We're certainly looking at £150 if Penn carries on catching how he is on target for more than that. And of course, you'd like to think they're going to arrive at some stage today, especially when the temperatures are starting to drop. They always turn up later on in the day, don't they, as well?
Craig's still catching the silvers.
Yeah.
Pretty regular.
Yeah, Craig must have got
it's not
4
what he's-
or 5 pound a bit.
Sure, he's not after that, but
Just down there.
he wants to be feeding them off. Get a couple of gallon of maggots.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Rob just took one. Thought the pole went over. Rob Dorby's playing something there, hasn't he? He's got one, yeah.
So, look at Rob. Middle of the lake's catching a few now then.
1 or 2, isn't there? Yeah. There's as many fish been caught in the middle of the lake the last half an hour as there has anywhere else, hasn't there? I would have said. Yeah, well, Wayne up 2, hasn't he? Mike McGrath, did he lose that one or did he catch it? I think he lost it, didn't he?
He lost one call.
Yeah, Rob Daub was into a fish. Dow certainly had a few of late. Andy Power had one when I stood over there, and so actually, other than Penn still catching, the middle of the lake seems to be
Picking up as well.
yeah, possibly. Let's hope so. Anyway, let's hope it turns into. I'm not sure Pem's hoping so, but. Playing a fish on the feed? Yeah, Mikey Williams is on the rod anyway. I was saying it's on the feed. We could be on the wagon for all I know. I haven't been watching, but it's Pem is in again. Wait, no, did he just ping that off or maybe I'm seeing things look like he might have done.
I know there's one on the MK.
About three pound fish for Mikey.
Rob, £4 maybe.
Fish.
It's hard to tell from this distance, it really is.
Yeah.
When I was calling Tom the other week, sat back, everything I was underestimating, he was there or thereabouts at the end. I do tend to look smaller. That wind's beautiful, isn't it?
That's lovely.
Still, they're sat alright, they've got the wind off the back there. Anglers, haven't they? Craig's got another roach.
Tony.
Luke Hawks looks into a fish there. Is he on the rod? Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's that one in. He's certainly staying in contention, that is for sure. He's not. Well, as we all know, it can come good. Young Zach will vouch for that. He's £100,000 better off there. The experience. Rain's coming to an end shortly, isn't it? Another 2.5 hours to go. Dale's alternating from side to side.
It's just a silver fish.
Yeah. Danny Maxfield, Silvers. See Pem catch them. They're plumbing up, I think, maybe. Certainly, wind in the north is cold, isn't it? The north east. Still, we're in the north east, aren't we?
It's always cold up here, mate.
We're nearly in Iceland, aren't we, up this far? The thing is, unless the anglers have got communication with them on the phone, they're not going to know an awful lot of what's going on either, are they?
No, apparently Penn was communicating with
Tom Edwards,
on the other lake, so they saw word going round.
A bit of cases for that. You've got it, haven't you? Sweet.
To another silver.
He's definitely going to have a stone of roach, isn't he? Stone of roach. Stone of roach on the sea.
Wayne's in
Is
again.
he again? Yeah, looks like
Wayne's
it. He's doing his well as anybody, isn't he?
Together, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going from 0 to hero, isn't it?
When you get that good, you like win all the time.
Say, I suppose apart from Pem, he hasn't had a lot for the last few minutes, but still fairly even, really.
Yeah.
Running away with it a little bit, but
There's a lot of weights on sort of 30 or 40 pounds.
Yeah,
Isn't there?
yeah.
And then Pem's from Dale looks like he's
big for a fish, yeah.
Wayne must have lost that one. Let's get on Dale. That's tanking away, that is.
It was.
It was. That was a foul of fish then, obviously.
But obviously one of the 15 fish still there. Like I say, he's caught as many as anybody.
Looked like he just went to his hook box, so might have snapped him up. I suppose it was foul looked and it went away like that.
Yeah, but he's certainly in the last bit that I've said, he's caught as many fish as anybody, even Pem in reality, hasn't he?
Or had fish on.
Yeah, I had fish on. But of course Pem's got a good start. And shall we go and have a catch up round the other side, I reckon, mate? I reckon
we'll see if I can bump into Sarah as well, shall we?
Pem hasn't had a lot lately, he's been looking around the club.
Gone extra just had 2 months.
I'll have a bag of stands on him now at 2 to 1. We're suspending it from 2 to 3, 3. I'm going to say till 2 because he's just being stupid.
So just have a, not on, but just behind. What are you talking about?
You do that because you know
Got all the shit.
Good job.
Yeah, we've just done a bit on the main lake on Facebook.
Right, so Sarah's with me. She's going to give me a little update on what's going on with the juniors while we're just filming a bit of the seniors, because we can't quite get to film the juniors because we've not got the range. But Sarah knows what's going on. How are they doing, Sarah?
Well, I tell you what, it's fishing a little bit difficult up there, I'll be honest. I think that cold weather seems to just knock them on their heads a little bit.
It's a cold wind, isn't it, today?
It's very cold. And actually, I think it's actually cooler up there than it is down here. It's quite nice here, but it's freezing up there.
It's nicer on this bank. You go over onto the...
It's bitter over there, isn't it?
Freezing.
Yeah.
That wind's freezing. But luckily, Mr. Dave Marshall, who's kind of been keeping an eye on the whole junior event, has just got the life out of me.
That's twice they've done that to us today.
Out of me then. He's went round and spoke to all the anglers and found out how they were all doing. So, starting number one with Josh Thompson. He's had about 5 carp for £20. Logan next to him, he's had 8 carp for £30. He actually landed a nice brute when I was there filming him. Ollie Robinson struggling. He's only had a pound of silvers. William Robinson's had 5 carp for £23. Harry Brennan had 5 carp for £25. So pretty steady weight across the board. Max Owen, who we thought was about second, had 8 carp for £36. Harry Matthews had 5 for £30. Reese Woodward had 4 carp for £15. Alfie Keys had 2 carp for £10, but he had lost 5 on the bounce.
Ooh,
so yeah, it was a little bit rough on old Alfie, but hopefully you can get him to settle and do the best. But as of the 3rd hour, we heard that Chris Randall was leading it. He had 20 odd carp for £58. He's absolutely empty now. But we have heard recently that a couple of people are starting to catch. Yeah, so that was the main event, the youth event. The junior event, yeah, so after the 3rd hour, Finley was only admitting to about £10. But we recently heard he's had about £60 now. He's proper turned the jets on, so he's really starting to empty it now, I think. And if he can keep that going, he's going to put himself right in with the chance. Abby and Ella, the 2 girls up there, Abby's had around £4 and Ella's only had probably about £5, something like that. It's fishing tough.
yeah.
And Alex Glover next to him, he was only admitting to around £6, but I have just heard from his coach behind him that he's just landed a 20-pounder.
You're joking?
No.
That's going to help, isn't it?
Now, obviously, the juniors are on the other lake.
Yeah.
So the juniors are on, is it Curlew? I will remember this by the end of the day.
Juniors are on Curlew.
Curlew, there you go. So there's some big fish in Curlew. So let's hope we can get some of them, get some more of those brutes out. So that's going to put him right in with a shot if we can get a couple more big ones as well. William Bates and Logan Barningham, both admitting to about £25. Oliver Downs, again, he's having a hard time losing fish. He's only had about £1 of silvers, but again, hopefully he can get them to settle. Now we reckon that at the time, 3 hours in, Bailey Boydell had about 12 carp for £50. He was catching them all on a rod. Obviously this was before we heard that quite a few things had changed, so he might be knocked into second if Finley is taking him over, but he did have a cracking weight. Lauren Stevens, who's a female, had 5 carp for £18. Rowan Frizzell, Logan's brother, had 4 carp for about £20. And then Callum Cotton, dressed all in white on the MPEG on 21. He had 7 carp for £40, and we reckon he was second at the time. Like I said, it seems to be everything's
No one
changing
running
up
away
there.
with it on that lake,
No,
though, is there?
everyone is still in with a massive chance because
Especially
the size
with
of fish on there.
the later hours to go,
Yeah,
and I keep
exactly.
forgetting you're an hour in front of us,
Yeah,
aren't
so
you?
the juniors are actually fishing 11 till 4, so they're due out in, what is it, about an hour-ish?
An hour and 15 minutes.
Around 15, yeah.
So yeah, they'll be hopefully getting some going down the edge soon.
Oh yeah, I'm getting some updates from Mr. Dave Marshall as we speak right now, actually.
There we go.
So let's have a look. Has it much changed? A little bit. So Josh Thompson on 1 is admitting to £35 and Logan's now admitting to 45. So I'm sure that after Dave's gone right the way round, he'll let me know
Give
how
you a
everyone's
full
getting on.
update.
But yeah, seems to be a few things changing now, the hour's going on. So
And you're still updating everyone on Facebook with that, aren't you?
yes, we've actually just done a run through with all this on Facebook, and
Yeah.
we've also just done a bit of an update on the main event. So
Brilliant.
I hear that it's a bit slow on here a little bit as well. But
It is on this lake. On the other lake, they're catching sort of regular. Pem on the end, far end, is taking it apart really. I think he had 70 pounds at the
wow,
last shell, and the nearest to that might be about 40. So
wow, yeah, it's
he-
brilliant.
yeah, he's
It's a cracking angler's pen,
Yeah.
so he's going to
Yeah.
try and do the buzz, isn't he? But
yeah.
but yeah, again though, I don't really think anyone's kind of out of it. Like you say,
No, I
everyone
think-
just kind of needs a
I
run
think
like
we're
that.
watching Tom at the minute, and I think he's leading on this lake.
Right.
I haven't had an update on this lake at the moment, but
I'll go and see
I
if
was
I
just
can
going
get
to
one.
say that Pem and Finley Grant are paired up together.
Oh, there you go
Oh.
then, yeah.
Oh.
there.
Oh, that's going to be.
That's,
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be really
Okay.
interesting.
no, we're just on our way along here now to get an update on this lake. But like I say, since I've been here, I've not seen a fish caught, which
Yeah.
is probably 10-15 minutes now.
Wow.
I know when we were round on the other lake before, Andy Durr had just started catching, and after
Yes.
you disappeared with the camera, he had another 3.
Really, well, he had
So-
two and lost 2 or something while we were
Yeah,
filming
yeah. So they've certainly rocked up for him. Luke Horsworth has stopped catching it. We've just walked past and it looked like he'd gone on the
Method or
on the
something.
method.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd come from that. He was fishing tight into that edge, and
Well,
he's decided it's not working.
alternating between the two. He was actually fishing shallow and slapping down the edge,
Okay.
and then he stopped and went on the method, and then he came back and done a
Yeah.
little bit more. So I think he's searching for fish.
Yeah. But
but-
Mikey Williams, when we were around there, he'd started catching as well, hadn't he,
well,
next to
he
Pam.
was- Yeah.
So, you know, they're definitely doing something with the wind's definitely affecting the fishing, I think,
Well,
because
you're standing here now, the sun's trying to come out, it's as calm as you like, and you wouldn't believe it's a different day on the other side of this lake. It
Yeah.
really is.
It's nice here. It's like being on holiday here.
Yeah.
it's
Like
quite
a tan.
yeah,
Honestly, it's
definitely.
great. But yeah, that wind is bitterly cold,
Yeah,
which is why everyone I think had a few second thoughts about the fish following the wind.
in fact, you'll actually know the answer to this one,
I hope so.
Sarah. We were going on before about the youngest angler in the main event.
I think it's Danny Slack.
Yeah, we had this conversation last
Yeah.
night, didn't we?
I have a feeling it's Danny Slack because Danny used to fish a few of the junior events that I used to, so he can't be that much older than me, surely.
Yeah.
I think he is.
Yeah, it was between Danny and there was another one, wasn't there? I can't think who it was.
Oh yeah. Oh. Look. Okay, Tom Edwards.
Tom Edwards.
Because
Yes.
he's. I don't want to age him on because I don't want to be mean. But I just like it's one of them two, and I can't for the life of me remember. I think Danny's slightly younger than Tom.
Okay.
I think Tom's only about 20, isn't he?
No, he's older than that.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Really?
He's. Oh, sorry, Tom. I think he's about 25.
I want to say the same, so again, Tom, I do
so.
apologise if
I
you're
don't
younger.
want to age you. I'm so sorry.
If
I
you-
don't know how old.
If
Danny
you're
is.
older, you know.
I'd guess Danny was about 23, 24.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry if I've aged you, Dan.
Possibly making him the youngest.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think so. Without doing solid research, I'd make him the youngest, Danny.
Yeah.
But there's still quite a few young faces in it, though. I mean, Luke Bamford's only,
He's-
what is he, 28, 29, I
Yeah,
think? Something
yeah.
like that. I
Definitely.
can't
Yeah.
remember from his match this profile now.
Who's the oldest in the competition?
Ooh. My heart, again, I'm so sorry, would go Warren Martin, but I'm not entirely sure how
I
old
tend
he
to
is.
think, yeah, Warren, sorry again, Warren, if I've insulted you, but I believe it was a birthday not long ago, and
Oh,
he's
possibly then,
just,
yeah.
It's almost a different lake, isn't it?
yeah, but there's nothing rising, there's no surface movement.
I mean, there was quite a few fish sort of on this sort of maybe 6 metre line on this
Yeah.
side. You'd think a lot more. I'd try the method over.
Yeah.
Ryan's been doing.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan's chucked over a couple of times, hasn't he, and give us a
I mean,
bit
that
of a
would be a
scare.
my plan, is that, you know, as a backup, we'd have a bit of a longer chuck to
Yeah.
across, because
I mean-
you think with the pressure of being on that bank,
Yeah.
they push away and obviously push to where it's a bit,
Yeah,
a bit
they-
quieter.
Yeah, I mean, I've just actually looked down and I thought there was actually a fish or a duck in the margin, but there's actually cold water running into this peg.
Ah,
So maybe that's why Ryan's not catching on that on this method across. He might not be aware of this inlet that's coming in now. Water. I remember having a conversation with you earlier on, sir, about one of the junior matches, and there's water absolutely piling in. It's freezing cold.
Yeah.
Well, it runs from lake to lake, so
Yeah.
the junior lakes will run down into this one.
Yeah.
Like ice water.
So that'll be
So on,
freezing
but-
cold, because like Sarah said, it is absolutely freezing on that
Like I
on
say,
them back
you know,
lakes.
even if you've got day temperatures or cold, you know, if it's night temperatures really that affects
Well,
it
it
most.
was really freezing last
It
night,
was
wasn't it?
Baltic last
Well,
night.
well,
keep
I
saying
spoke
it,
to
but-
Wally, and he said he got up
slept in
at
his
4
van,
o'clock. He
didn't
slept
he?
in his van. He got up at 4 o'clock, and he had to put another 3
Oh,
jumpers
wow.
and a hat on. That's how cold it was last night.
It was cold like when we were doing the draw as well. I was shaking last night.
Yeah.
Proper
Well,
cold. So
yeah.
that's going to massively affect them, I think. You know, you always kind of want a bit of a warmer temperature at night, but
this sun's on its way out.
It's
That
dry.
could
It's
that
dry,
could
isn't
that could change things,
It could.
it's sweltering here now and there's no wind, but as soon as you
You
get
know.
in that wind,
especially for the lackey that was fishing. He was slapping before. It looked like he was fishing quite a long rig. Obviously, we didn't go that far up the lake to be able to get anywhere near to see exactly what he was doing, but he was definitely slapping and he was catching. If that sun comes out, Mikey's onto something there,
just
because
move there.
yeah,
Right in front, like,
yeah,
side
3/4 of the
line.
way
Yeah.
over. So they're on that long pole. There's another one. So they're
Yeah.
on that long. They're on that 16-metre pole line.
Thing is, the day goes on, they'll start to encroach more into the edge, and I think that's when people will start to catch on either their long pole line or their short pole line.
Yeah.
Because I think they're just sitting just a little bit off at the minute,
Yeah.
obviously getting away from that disturbance. But I feel like the day goes on, I don't know how effective the edges are going to be because it's quite enclosed, but I definitely feel like a long pole might be the way to go as it starts to get a bit later.
Yeah, they're very.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Catch them as they're coming in.
Yeah, I mean, Andy Power before, as I mentioned on the other live that you did before, you know, Andy's absolutely piling that bait in on that shallow line, and I've just been watching, is it Ryan?
Midgard, yep.
Ryan, and he, as we've come past him, he's put 2 massive big handfuls of maggots in his edge, right in front of his nets. You know, it was a big ploy for the anglers last year. Rob Swan.
Andy Power's piling the maggot in at the minute.
Well, he was before when we
Yeah.
were doing the lives,
Right,
weren't we?
yeah.
I mean, Rob Swan did it last year, Dale Shepherd did it last year, Zach Brown did it last year. That's how they all caught. They all caught on that short line, absolutely blathering their maggots in on that 1+1, 1+2 line.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
that was the last 2 hours of the match when that sort of come alive, as well. That
They
that
sort of-
2+2 line.
Yeah.
That's only going to go off. We're nearly in the last 2 hours now, so hopefully he'll start putting some
Yeah.
fish together.
I mean, Rob did catch on it early on last year on that short line, and they vanished.
Yeah.
It seemed to be they'd moved from peg 19, then they moved down to Dale Shepherd, and then they moved from Dale and they moved down to Zach Brown, and that's when Zach Brown started catching. You know, I was walking around yesterday and this morning, and don't know whether it's in shot there, but we've got a spinner to the left of Ryan. It was absolutely solid round that spinner, and it was this morning. Now I've watched it, I've looked over a few times while we've been studying. I've not seen any activity on it at all. Does that mean the fish have moved into the middle of the lake? Because apparently the middle, when it gets colder, you want the middle of the lake on both lakes. That's where they want to be. That's where you want to draw in the colder months.
Yeah.
It's obviously deeper out there. Is that, you know, are these middle anglers, are they going to come into their own later on in them if they're fishing a long pole? Who knows?
Tell you what is very evident looking around is how many different styles of fishing is actually being executed.
Yes.
You know, there's so many. There's long pole, there's short pole, there's rod work, there's all sorts
Yeah.
going on.
They're slapping in the edge,
Yeah.
they're slapping long.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. You know, everyone's got their own plan. I mean, everyone will probably have a bit of a plan. Oh, this is Tom Edwards, isn't
Tom
it?
Edwards, yeah. Oh, two next to each other. There's another fish rising there on that 16.
Couple rising on. Now that sun's starting to threaten.
Yeah.
It's, we've had every weather today.
Just need a bit of snow, Sarah.
Oh,
You
don't
fancy a
say
bit of
that.
snow?
No. No. No thanks.
Wading in the snow.
Oh, delightful.
It's nice,
Can you
nice
get like
fish.
£20 of snow out your net, please?
Tom, that is.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably
it's nice
£4
fish,
or £5, isn't it?
That'll do.
I'd go 5 or 6. Possibly.
Yeah, I would, yeah,
A bit bigger,
definitely.
yeah. Oh, pristine condition as well. I've noticed that. I've seen people netting fish and things. They're all lovely condition. They're
Yeah.
fat as well. Better be wasting them because they're fat anyway.
Yeah,
Like
well,
me as a fish.
they're starting to chew up, aren't they?
Yeah,
Ready
they're
for
getting ready
winter,
for
you know. They realise the temperatures are dropping.
Yeah, so obviously they're going to get fat, they get more muscle mass,
It's
aren't
the
they?
light as well, and that's just gone to 12 hours.
Yeah.
Light, and you know.
Yeah.
It affects
Everything's
them, doesn't
changing. Oh,
100%.
autumn's coming and winter's not far behind.
Yeah.
But it's not to cup. I think there's a lot of cupping kits going in and out. So
Yeah.
debating whether they want a lot of food, maybe. Or people worked out because obviously everyone's going to have. I can guarantee you now,
I think
most
they're all,
people.
it looks to me like they're all prepping their edges.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll tell you now though, most people will probably have the exact same plan. It's just who executes it either the best, the quickest, or has that little something that gives them the edge.
Yeah.
But everyone will have the same contacts.
or
'Cause that's
it
just
could
who
be
they
like
are.
you say where the fish are. I mean, at the minute
Exactly.
on the other lake, there's certainly up at the far end
Yeah,
where
Penn
Penn
is,
is.
yeah.
You know, it's catching the food down this end, but I think it's pretty sporadic. This lake looks almost devoid of fish at the moment.
It's crazy, but I'm not going to rule it out though. Plenty of fish catches on here.
Yeah, definitely. You know, some big names. You know, it's
They're all capable of catching fish. It's just whether if there's no fish in the peg, there's not going to be able
No,
to catch them.
you can't catch them if they're not there.
No one can do anything.
they've got to find them, haven't they? And,
That's how warm it is. Ryan's taking his coat off.
no,
It is.
It's lovely and warm here.
be thinking about taking mine off shortly if
You'll
it
put
gets
your
any.
shorts back on
I
then,
will
innit?
be, yeah. I'll take this bib and brace off. It's starting to get a bit warm.
So I just go down the other end. You'll be nice and cool.
Yeah.
You
I'll just go up
fancy-
junior
We
lanes.
fancy going and talking to Stu and see if we can get a little update on this lake. There's probably not a lot to update, but I'm
What,
sure
Stu Fov?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's go.
Have a look.
Yeah, let's go and speak to him.
he'll have all the information.
Certainly got all the gear. Bobbing them. Yeah. Yeah, well that's what we've come over for, to be honest, mate. We've come over for a bit of a chat, to get a bit of an update off you, mate, if you can...
It's still very slow, but Tom's just had a fish on that short pole, so if he's turned up on there,
Might be on the change.
yeah.
How's he been feeding it, Stu?
Look, he's in again. That's two
There
in
you
like
go.
5
So we
minutes.
put him, we
mate.
just filmed him.
Yeah. So if he's got this suspect, mate, he'll be game on because these are big fish, not like what Pep's catching.
He was catching, you know, he's had a decent-ish weight for this side,
Yeah,
this lake,
I think
hasn't
he had 5 fish, but then obviously I've been for a pint and a burger, so I don't know what else he has in between. But then he just had 2 fishes to come back on this, so it could be a game changer. But we'll see.
got one?
53p and I've got down,
Oh, wow.
Plus this one. So
He's making a bit of a comeback, isn't
it
he?
might be 50 or 60 pound now,
Yeah.
Tom. Which I should think is way out in front on this lake.
He's
Could he
winning
be
this
the-
late now, yeah.
5-6 pegs I'm looking at.
Could he be the comeback king?
So what time are we on?
Fresh
How
now.
long?
3 o'clock. We've got
2
2 hours left. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if he catches on that for 2
He's
hours,
feeding maggots
destroy
short.
it, won't he?
You know, I've just seen
Really
him.
hope he can.
He's hooked into that fish. He's
Yeah,
trying
another
to
good
bump
fish.
it out of
Oh,
his
another
net,
cracking
but as he's hooked into that fish and it's took off, he's put 2 massive big handfuls of maggots in. So he's obviously doing what Andy Power was doing on the other lake earlier on. And Chris Owens next to him has just had a cheeky little look over his shoulder. Obviously heard a bit of a splash, wondering what's going on. You know, if he has another one on that short line, will people start to change their approach?
You think so, would you? I think they've all got plenty of maggots apart from Luke. He's only got paste. Has he?
It's like everyone gets like,
There we go, he's going to feed again now, see if he gets another one.
Straight, actually.
That
So,
was 2 in.
Starts, isn't it?
yeah, he's feeding his edge as well by the looks of it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just commenting there, weren't we, before about a lot of pole cups coming out now, and people are starting to think about the edges and stuff like that. What a difference to last year, Stu. Obviously you were in the final last year on peg 11, which Pem's on today, and doing really well over there. What a total different match.
It's a different time of year, isn't it?
Same day.
Still warm last year though.
It was very warm. We were all sat here in shorts and t-shirt, weren't we, mate?
I think it's 2-3 weeks later really, in the weather.
Apart from you, that was in that shaded area at the top and probably freezing last year.
Cold.
You know, but everyone else was sat in shorts and t-shirt last year, where it's a good 10 degrees colder this year, I would say.
Yeah,
compared to last year. Massive, yeah, massive.
I think that's why that peg 37 is not producing like it did last year.
Yeah, well, they've moved the end pegs in one this year, haven't they? So they've gone more into the corners. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
The same. I think there's still the advantage either way.
Yeah.
So
you fish here quite a bit, so
fishing there.
You know, a bit of a venue expert as such. You know, fishing it quite a bit.
Well, Pem's doing all right, fishing along the bank, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's fishing
winning.
tight in on that bank. Yeah.
I did put on Facebook that I thought one of them 4 pegs would win doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
So. But if somebody catches short for a length of time, they're going to catch Pem and take him because the fish are so small up there.
They're very small, yeah, we noticed that before.
It just depends now if somebody can get a run of fish together. Tom's just had 2.
2 very, very quickly, hasn't he?
Yeah. But there's still the edges to come into play.
You know.
And short, because
Chris Owens has just started feeding his short line. Now, obviously we've only just come round here, so we don't know if he was feeding it before, but he's proper. Everyone's brought about 10 gallon of maggot.
Yeah, they need you to, because the fish are eating them.
Because they're having a good chew, aren't they?
They are, yeah. They're feeding up, it's that time of year.
Yeah, yeah, the fish know that there's a change, don't they? So. I've lost my list now. Have you got your list there, Wal? Can I have a look, Wal?
After them 2 quick fish, it didn't go.
No, you never know.
So these final figures,
still 2 hours left, man.
I'm only looking probably forward really, mate, because I'll be honest with you, I can't really see because of the glare.
Yeah. So that's the weight you reckon he's at the moment.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we've got a spotter on the bank. He's going for Ryan Lindegaard on peg 1 for £10. He's obviously really struggling in that peg 1. Aidan Mansfield struggled in that peg last year.
He did, didn't he?
To be fair, he really struggled in that peg. Aidan Mansfield. Oh yeah, he was. You're right. No, he wasn't. He was here. He was on peg 1. Anyway, and Andy Christie, £16. He's had a £8 in the second hour. Tom Edwards, £62, clearly winning this lake. Chris Owens, £40. Luke Bamford, £24, and Mickey Rogerson, £32. Now this spotter can only see this end of the lake. So that's Ryan into 1 on peg 1.
He'd fed his edge, his long edge, over by them bulrushes, and he's gone in there and he's had one first put in.
See, stuff can change very quickly, can't it?
Right, that's alright. Go and see if you get some weights and stuff off
But you still catch it? Yeah. There's not as many as there were. No. Still in conditions have changed.
It's gone really quiet. No, Tom's had them 2 fish and now He sat waiting.
Be interesting to see if that was a one-off for Ryan or whether he's got
Yeah.
a few lined up down that edge.
Yeah.
Looks like he's fishing worm because
Yeah.
he was just killing that as
Yeah.
before he shipped out.
Quite lucky there because he's out of the wind, so even though he's fishing quite long, he's well out of the wind. He's got plenty of shelter. And you only have to look at the flag if you can see it in the picture. I'm not sure if you'll be able to, but the flags are proper flying today.
That.
Is that Tom into another one?
5.
No.
Yeah, this is the shallowest area. Yeah.
Apart from them 2 chucks across, I've not seen anybody else throw long again this year.
I would have done it this year after not doing it last year.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Was that a massive learning curve for you? That? Do you
Oh
think?
yes, definitely. The amount of fish that have been moving in this, like within pole range on this bank, away from the anglers, especially at the start of the match. It didn't mean chucking right over, but maybe chucking on like 15, 16 metres off this banking.
Yeah,
that's right.
On that long pole line.
Yeah. Where you
Tom,
fish
when
long pole.
he was only casting halfway, weren't he?
Yeah.
It weren't as if he was coming quite
No,
far
it were casting to where he could feed.
Right.
That's where we were casting to.
Yeah.
But you could always see, they'll probably learn this themselves. They'll think about this when they go home.
Some 8mm pellets and a big catapult.
To get a bit further. You can
And
only
grenade,
catapult
mate,
what you
and
want to buy.
grenade. I think that's Jack Barwick. Just had one with a white cat.
No, it's not. It's the next guy up.
It's Robert Taylor.
Yeah.
Robert Taylor's just had a...
What, on the pole?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. And Ryan's not had anything else. Maybe that was just a stray fish. Who knows?
Yeah, and Ryan's gone back into his edge again and nothing.